Exercise. We hear the word all the time, whether on the TV, or in a magazine, or in conversation. It seems to be something we Americans take for granted. But why is it so important to exercise? Why is exercise worth our time and energy to do? So for kicks, I went around to some random people and asked why they thought exercising is so important and necessary in life.
I think one main reason is for health. Like, I think you sleep better. I think that you're just able to do more. I know for me personally, I've got 2 kids, and I need to be strong enough to keep them under control and be able to keep up with them. And I know for me personally, I think Colorado is a great place to do it because it's very family and active friendly. A lot of trails and stuff like that. And I just think you feel better. I think you have a better outlook on life.
Hey, exercising is because you got to keep in shape so that you don't become obese, and that you keep up with the things so that your health is a lot better.
Exercise is very important for everybody, especially older people and middle-aged people, and even young kids who are overweight and that eat too much and sit in a chair and watch TV all day. And I'm not one of those people. I like to, I go up and down the steps instead of taking the elevator. I steps all the time. And steps are basically one of the best exercise you can get because it's good for your heart. And doctors have even said that.
I think exercise is really important because it's therapeutic for your mind, keeps your body in good shape, and I'm a fighter, so I have to exercise constantly to be able to get in the cage with other people.
Unfortunately, we Americans are not taking exercise importantly enough. We can begin to see through this animation by the Centers of Disease Control that through the years the body mass index is on the rise. The body mass is constantly increasing and spreading at epidemic levels. It is like a cancer starting at the eastern seaboard and eating its way all the way through to the western seaboard of the United States of America. Fortunately for Colorado and even Washington, D.C., they have been able to maintain BMI rates less than 20%. So with these increasing BMI rates and the fact that it seems that America is not getting the exercise that it needs, I just wanted to specifically see what the consequences are on the human body as well as on the human mind are. So I talked to a couple of specialists.
The body will ultimately suffer from use it or lose it syndrome. You do not move. Extreme examples are anybody that you might know, anybody in the audience that might know somebody in their 70s, 80s, you see them hunched over, you see them taking a little shuffle step, and if you ever speak to them, oftentimes they don't suffer from illness or injury. They just can't remember when they stopped moving so much. They can tell you how they used to move. Oh, I used to do that when I was younger. They just stopped. So you just get not old, you get tight. Your range of motion gets shorter, your abilities lessen, and the world that you live in and that you can live in, that scope becomes narrower, narrower, and narrower. So you're pretty much just on the outside looking in. That's what you risk.
Sedentary behavior generally leads to kind of a loss of condition, decrease in range of flexibility, loss of strength, and these things kind of place people at risk for falls. Also, if you have any kind of chronic condition, it can increase pain levels. And what we know is that these things are then predictors for depression. So as these physical indicators kind of ramp up, if you will, so as you become more at risk for falls, as you become less steady on your feet, and maybe your anxiety, and so your fear of actually engaging in any physical activity increases, these things are then predictive of depression. The other thing that we know is that kind of the flip side is that when you exercise, it increases blood flow to your brain, and that helps in terms of kind of nourishing your brain, and so what we know is kind of long-term effects of exercise regimens, aerobic exercise regimens, leads to cognitive improvement, particularly in older adults. So the flip side there is that if you are sedentary, you're not going to have as much blood flow so you're not going to have as much stimulation to your brain.
So we see the importance of exercise and the consequences of not exercising. But how do we go about getting into the habit of exercise?
An easy way to prevent that from happening is to remember the kinds of things that you did when you were a kid. If you cannot, the kinds of things that your friends' kids might do, or kids in a play. Just drive to a playground and look at kids go nuts. So basically, one simple way to prevent that from happening is to throw a ball, chase a ball, kick a ball. That's it. That's it, over and over again.
And so what we tell a lot of our clients or our research participants is we try to start really small. So what are they doing currently? And then slowly get them involved in exercise routines. So we start our goals off pretty minimal and let them encourage some success. So if I was going to say, I guess, to anyone on the street, if you wanted to increase your exercise, the best thing to do is kind of go out and do it. And once you get started, then you can feel some of the benefits of the exercise, the pickup in your energy level, maybe a little bit of improvement in your mood. And so just getting started can help you continue doing it. How to get started? That depends. I would say, you want to reduce the barriers. So some people talk about, I like to exercise in the morning, but it's hard to get going. So we say, what can you do to make it easier that you might actually be more likely to exercise? So sleep in your workout outfit so that all you have to do in the morning is get up and put on your shoes. Simple things like that, changes in your routine that you can simplify it, make it easier for you to be more likely to actually exercise. Do you have any other?
I was just thinking, I know research has indicated that sometimes when you write down your goal, and especially if you enlist the support of someone else, so a family member, a close friend, you kind of get them on the bandwagon with you as your support person, saying that this is my goal, kind of making it public makes it less likely that you will back out of it. And then another thing that we encourage our clients sometimes to do is to set short-term rewards for themselves if they meet their exercise goal. Hopefully something that's not going to go against their exercise goal, so ice cream or chocolate, but maybe going out to get their hair done or watching a movie, something like that. So until they see the positive effects of exercise for themselves, they have kind of an external reward.
We can see how important exercise is. We can see the importance of exercise on the human body and on the human mind. And we can also see the effects that lack of exercise causes on the human body and human mind. So it is important that we, especially as Americans, start getting active and getting outdoors and start exercising to reduce any and all of these problems that plagues our society today.